citizen!
I want to see the Alliance map.
Alright. Welcome back to another stream of Skate Story. The bit of a weird game we started about a week ago or so. And yeah, we're gonna carry on with the story of a demon skater made out of glass who made a pact with the devil to go to the moon and swallow it whole. And yes, the story is exactly as wild as that short summary implies it is. And yeah, we're gonna carry on. I have to say I've quite enjoyed the game from a gameplay and art direction perspective. It's obviously doing its whole psychedelic, feeling quite well. And the gameplay is definitely immersive in a way where, everything feels quite impactful, like every jump you're doing. And of course, coming with the consequence of being shattered into pieces. I have to say the story and kind of like world building hasn't really done it for me yet. It's quite weird to say the least. but we definitely have gotten quite a few chuckles out of the absurdity of writing and, I guess, story presentation. Of course, you have to keep and take into consideration that this game was made by a single developer, as you can see on the screen, by Sam Eng.
I'm your huckleberry.
And I'm honestly not too sure if he also did the entire writing of the game, but considering, you know, he's exclaiming to be like a single creator and the story, you know, being quite compressed, I guess you could say. Definitely makes me feel like, you know, he might have also done the writing. But, yeah, looking forward to continue. Also, welcome in, Ave. Long time no see. How are you doing? I hope, you know, you get a good bit of rest later today. Hello as well, Aura. Thank you so much for the lurk. And good day to you. I hope you're having a good one so far. Hello, Dr. Darling. Welcome in as well. 0 viewers, lost first redemption. Damn it, Ave. Yeah, someone was sniping the first redemption. How are you doing today, Dr. Darling? Welcome in. Also, Ave, thank you for the 10 stream streak, and thank you also, Dr. Darling, for the 35. You want to see the lines map, huh? Well, I guess once we're done with Skate Story, we're just gonna do a 400% completionist run of Valhalla. Just for the sake of it. Hello there, Dex. Welcome in. What kind of fuckery is this? A crooked stream? I know, right? It's some kind of sorcery. It always reminds me of Assassin's Creed 1, when you're in Jerusalem and you're out as Altair to kill another Templar target, which is Robert de Sable. But then it turns out that it's actually an imposter, a woman even, that pretended to be Robert de Sable. And when Altair is like, what kind of sorcery is this? You're a woman and not a man. How's it going, Dex? You finished God of War Ragnarok after having a 1-year break from it, but you won't bother with achievements. They're copy-paste from the 2018 game. I gotcha. How does the game compare overall, would you say, to the first game? Because I still haven't played Ragnarok myself. But I do really want to. I did actually go for the 100% in God of War 2018 when I played it. I did of course play it on stream for my first playthrough. And then I went ahead and got the achievements that I left on my own time afterwards. And I had a good enough time with it, I will say. But some of the challenges were definitely difficult. Like especially that fire realm, where you had like waves of enemies coming at you. And being under time limit. Like having to kill them like quite quickly. And I didn't particularly enjoy the Raven collection. Petition for a 69th redeem. Yeah, I think I still haven't had a stream where 69 people were even in the stream. At least in chat. Like watching at the same time, yes. But yes, let's add that. 69th. You can't wait until Hexe. You hope there's legit magic in it with a mana system and all. You're not sure if you followed up on it, but one of the lead directors on Hexe actually left Ubisoft recently. And apparently, you know, he was also one of the guys behind the idea of having a stronger focus on actual magic. But with Jean Gustin, he's one of the AC veterans, I guess you could say. He now has returned to Ubisoft and is kind of like in charge of the direction of the series, it seems like. And I guess he came with a task and idea to actually make the games a bit more realistic again. So it's rumored they're actually axing a lot of the, magic stuff that was supposed to be in the game. Which I honestly welcome. I think it's good if the AC games are very much grounded in reality. And of course they can do a lot of stretching with the first Civilization. But even that is based on actual technology, so I think it's good when we try to keep it as realistic as possible, even if you have, superior technology being used and stuff. And also, I think it would be a disservice, a historical disservice to all the people that have actually been wrongly accused of sorcery and witchcraft, which the game seems to, lean in on. That's of course a huge injustice that has been done, and being like, well, yeah, they're actual witches, and I guess the people that accuse them of being witches and using that as a reason to kill them were actually right after all. Not in terms of like wanting to kill them, but in deducting that they are actually witches. So I think it's good if they don't go that way. That being said, I'm quite excited for Hex as well. It's definitely the AC game I've been most excited for since Valhalla, probably. I wasn't too excited for Mirage or Shadows. I still, positively anticipated those games, but yeah, for me it's definitely, like, I'm always looking forward to the next Montreal production. Because they're just the OG Assassin's Creed guys. They've been there since the first game. And they've been responsible for my personal favorite Assassin's Creed games, so having Darby McDevitt and Montreal back will be interesting. And I'm also quite looking forward to potential changes being brought to the series as well. Because the game is supposed to reinvent the wheel a little, I guess, and try something fresh and new. And I think it's definitely time for the series to take a next step and also to take some risk. But of course always comes with a possibility of failing, but at least they try to do something that isn't just mediocre entertainment, I guess, aka Shadows. Dr. Darling, you like the story, but everything else is the same. That's fair.
I make my own luck.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the gameplay greatly of the first game. One thing that seemed to me like is the case with the sequel, though, is that there seem to be more boss fights happening. You just want Hexer to be better than Shadows? Is that too much to ask? Honestly, I don't see much of a reason why it shouldn't be better than Shadows. That is in terms of like world building and story and general atmosphere, though. Gameplay wise, of course, it's difficult to tell, but yeah, while Shadows had some, decent like stealth, and I mean, the combat wasn't too bad either. There were definitely good things about it. And Quebec certainly has a way of like, creating a game loop that works, I guess. But one thing I'm definitely expecting is more variety and side content, because Shadows was severely lacking there, I think. And yeah, when it comes to world building and story, having Darby McDevitt involved in my book, automatically makes it better than anything Shadows could have ever been. And of course, that's a hugely biased take on my side, but that's also based on experience. Bring back meaningful modern day content, please. Yeah, that's another question. I do wonder where they take the whole, Animus Hub thing. To be honest. Because that's the thing that Quebec was kind of started on their back and their ideas when they got the leadership of the series shortly after Valhalla launched, I guess. But yeah, it's such a shame, Valhalla. I mean, you can smack talk Valhalla all you want, but Valhalla at least tried to meaningfully, add to the modern day and the general lore and world building. And it brought us characters back like Rebecca and Sean, and we could have, of course, spent more time with them, but while looking awful in the game, they were still very much, the characters we knew and loved in the writing. And, we finally have a setup with the Basim ending where people actually okay, what's gonna happen next? It actually was interesting again. And to have an ending like that. But here comes Mirage, literally about Basim as a character and completely disregards any modern day whatsoever. So I have to say my hope for meaningful modern day isn't that high coming up, because it's been in shambles ever since Desmond died, pretty much. That's 14 years ago now. But
if I were you, I'd avoid reality too.
It's never too late to lose hope, I guess. You're cautiously optimistic about the new Assassin's Creed creative brain trust. Me too. I have to say the recent changes and announcements, and I've also been a bit more involved from the creator program side with Ubisoft. And also participating in some of the surveys that were also launched exclusively for, I guess, most people. But it definitely gave me a feeling of okay, they do actually, want to have the honest feedback about very important questions, regarding, for example, how realistic or how fantastical they're treating stuff. So definitely made me feel like, they are trying to change ways and perhaps trying to be more consistent again. But, yeah, time will tell if that is really the case. Shadows was mediocre? Why are you insulting mediocre games? Fair. And no, I mean, I did actually enjoy Shadows in many ways. And in many ways, I totally didn't enjoy Shadows. I mean, yeah, it's still based on a gameplay system that has, been fairly popular, over the last 9 years. And it has added meaningful additions and changes that actually enhanced said gameplay. But yeah, as a total piece of work, you can just tell that they didn't take any risk or chances whatsoever with the game. And I don't know. I do want to be challenged as a player, either through gameplay or through the, you know, writing or something. There has to be some kind of friction for players to actually get fully engaged and involved with the game, I think. The world wasn't very rich in shadows. You're in Cyberpunk doing completionist stuff and you're still constantly being wowed and finding new unique things. You did enjoy that stuff. Yeah, Cyberpunk has a great world building. Such a good atmosphere, and it's really cool, I think, how a lot of the NPCs feel like very unique and not just copy-pasted. And yeah, the immersion is off the charts in that game as well. I really enjoyed Cyberpunk. It's one of those games that you want to live in, you know, for a short period of time. Or at least it's so realistic and immersive in a way that the thought of living in that world isn't that far off, I guess. It's out in shadows a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, Shadows. What to say about that game? I think we said a lot. Let's say a bit about Skate's story. Already starting weird. The moon looked delicious. Insert the delicious meme from Rod. Yeah, it's been over a week since I last played this, so I probably have to get back into the controls a little bit here. Yeah, let's eat the moon. Why not? Did you just eat the moon? The moon tasted like chalk, ash and rock. Are you coughing? Is it not sitting well with you? Did you really think you could handle the moon? As the skater drifted down to sleep, refractive glass eyes saw clearly. 7 moons gleam. Tiny moon? I mean, in order to eat it, it's gotta be tiny. We're supposed to swallow it whole. We can't bite one piece at a time. Hungry and tired, a demon made of glass and pain skated towards the moon to devour it. A demon unpacked with a devil, contract wrapped around its neck, a soul on lease for this quest.
Woo-oh, citizen.
Ice shivered at screeching wheels over inflamed grounds. Stonehead philosophers pondered the glass demon's impossible quest. The skater pierced the grey moon and ate it whole. A tasty warmth glowed then, cracked glass vomited a heavy chalky ash. The eternal centipede screeched a lullaby into dark cavern sky as the skaters drifted down to sleep. Refractive glass eyes saw clearly. 7 moons gleam. Aura, thank you so much for the 52 months of resubbing. Citizen, I really gotta reassign my sound bits to my Stream Deck. Because when I had to reset up my PC, I forgot to do that. Alright, so that's the first chapter done. In the skater's dream, the image of a red moon. Aha. When you ate the moon, you slept. Have you read your contract? I have. Your soul is on lease from the devil. You have borrowed your own soul to skate for the underworld. Look at the skateboard you willingly accepted. Is it a pictorial map of the underworld? It is a pictorial map of the underworld. As you eat the moons in the underworld, you will fall deeper and deeper into sleep. You have devoured the grey moon, and it sank into your stomach. Now you will wake in the second depth. You will need to devour 6 more moons to meet the devil. Ah, an invigorating torture that the devil has given you. How devilish, how infinite, camp yet evil. Skate through the underworld, devour every moon to reclaim your soul. Okay, how do I do things? Right. Yeah, it's been a few days. Okay, where do we go then? Or do I actually have to return to the skater stream here? Is that a necessity? Yes, so. Unbleached asphalt hills with slight rain. Here the skater found some respite. A massive sinkhole led back to the underworld. Hey, skater. It's nice here inside your soul. Calm even. That sinkhole leads back to the underworld. But before you go, look over there. Someone left an ominous present for you. A demonic gift box. How sweet. How thoughtful. Don't forget your skateboard.
Yum 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum. Ho, 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 ho. It is indeed, yeah, playing a bit more of this really weird game. The skateboard has 2 parts, the skate and the board. Exactly. Ho, 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 pimp. Indeed. A diabolical gift, probably from the devil. Inside the box was the skater's mark. A hollowed marker that was usable in certain areas. It allowed the skater to quickly resurrect at its marked spot. One would think that diabolical gifts are from the devil. They sure are. Yeah, the devil plays a big role in this story. In certain areas, the skater could light a mark on the ground. Nice. Ouch. Sounds good, Dex. I hope the meeting goes well. And thank you for the lurk. Okay, let's go back here, I guess. The skater woke in the second depth. It was burning hot. There was no way to fall asleep. A bloodshot moon glared at the skater. Chapter 2. Warm Milk. Can't sleep, huh? The moon is really bright. You need to sleep somehow. Well, I'm your lucky sign. Le Bagelar? Bagelar? Bagoland? The moon? Is this bloodborne? Well, it certainly has a lot of red, to say the least, so yes, maybe. It's bloodborne just with skating. Equally as difficult. Hello there, Gislek. Welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. And how's it going? How was your stream today? This isn't Assassin's Creed. It sure isn't. Hope you had a good stream, Gislek. How was Immortals Phoenix Rising? For anyone that hasn't checked out Gislek's channel before, definitely recommend doing so. He's playing a bunch of different games, but he's also a big fan of the aforementioned Assassin's Creed series. And right now he's playing another game made by one of the Assassin's Creed developers, which is the infamous Ubisoft Quebec studio. And yeah, they've made like a Assassin's Creed Odyssey meets Breath of the Wild game. It was overwhelming. Sometimes that's all you need, isn't it? A overwhelming game. This CEO leads to a bagel shop. I've eaten out of a trash a few times. Maybe they have something to help you sleep. The rabbit opened a string of portals. Welcome to the underworld proper, the rabbit said. This is the way to Bakerland. Yes, let's go to Bakerland. Warhammer Fantasy Stealth game next year. Is that actually happening? I saw that one of the Warhammer games is currently free to grab on Steam. The Warhammer game from 2018, I think it is. Yeah, sure, Levy. That's definitely okay. I think you probably like those veggies even more than I do either way. So yes, enjoy. Warhammer Age of Sigma Deathmaster, you curious? You keep an eye on it? I've never played a Warhammer game before. But some of them do look interesting, especially with, you know, the world building. But yeah, I mean, if you can play as an assassin, you can always sign me up. It's a 2D platformer. Huh. That's unexpected. Soul filters block the way. These were barriers created by the Department of Death. They filter souls by weight of sin. My soul is liquid enough to pass through, the rabbit said. Your soul is too heavy. Go fast or the filter will rip you to shreds. Ah, okay, you can do like a double tap. Oh shit. Jesus. Oh. Did I hit that wall there? I had to be like super fast, but at the same time have to brake afterwards. Was some nice airtime there. Ouch. Warhammer is kind of like Digimon, but the quality is often subpar or just not there. That's never one genre. We played a 4 times turn-based Warhammer 40k and it didn't land with you, to be honest. Curious how Total War would turn out for. There was also a fight arcade game with orcs you really wanted to like, but it was trash. I was about to say, like, Space Marine, for instance, was also very different as a game, wasn't it? Certainly interesting having, you know, like a universe like that, but not really a dedicated, you know, type of gameplay that you're always following through. I kind of like trying different things with an IP like that. And then there's also the real-life collecting of Warhammer. Which can also be quite big, I guess. All of the lights were on, but Le Bourgeois was empty. I need a bagel. I didn't expect a frog to appear here. Oh hey, I wasn't sleeping back there or anything. What can I get for you? Wait, I know the look. You can't sleep, huh? I know just the thing. Warm milk. It's great for inducing both sleep and nostalgia. Wait right there. Here you go. Drink up. Wow, I expected many things, but I didn't expect a glass of warm milk in the bagel shop. But here we are. I hate blood heights. Here passion flows liquid as posh overflows. Drinking from the fountain of blood won't help, but they do it anyway. Tides of blood are poured by the moon. Its face reflects the Red Sea. An overhead track led to the moon. Not far was the subway station. It looked brand new. Can't return to the baker shop. It's Batman. This is the Warm Milk chapter. It is, yeah. Have you actually played this game, Gisek? Vibes are what I feast. Write for me, you beast. Write for my soul peace. My bleeding heart is awry. Pierce these jealous white eyes. Okay. Oh shit. It's fine. Your vibe is strong as your speed is long. My soul is explode. To a further depth, I descend. Ah, yeah. It gives a bit of Hogwarts Legacy with skateboards. The writing is just as good as Hogwarts Legacy. Only that this is an indie game with only a single death. My heart bled tonight when I went back. I cannot love any further, not when my heart has been taken by the maw. Away from sight after sharing a bagel on the curb. I went back to bury her letters.
There's a letter here. A letter? I should buy something for my love when he arrives here. I should have bought something back when we were alive. Flowers, chocolates, a card, or a song? What do you think would hurt him most deeply? What the fuck? That skeleton just got destroyed by that, I don't know what that is supposed to be, like a giant Pac-Man. Okay, we could use the sticker machine here. I don't feel like I have to get any of these here. I miss the moon. No, the real one. I miss its calm white. I would bask in brisk summer nights. I miss when it didn't report my sins. When I would share a parting kiss in its secret's light. Oh, how fun, how deliciously fun, to consume a heart, to taste its blood. Ah, to the blood lake tonight. Yes, like every night, this night. Where I will pour the hearts I've bitten and drip down to find my own missing. The funnest. A blood lake for me? Yes. I have to say I'm not super big on ominous and surreal writing. So the writing in this game isn't really doing it for me yet. But who knows, maybe that will change depending on what is being reviewed. I guess not just ominous and surreal, it's also like very absurdist. Also, I have no clue what I'm supposed to do here again. I suppose just skating around until we find something worthwhile. Too stupid for this kind of writing. You have no idea what anyone is saying. Yeah, my brain is also kind of like not wanting to comply with this kind of writing too much. Definitely thought that this game would be much more gameplay focused. And focus on doing like certain tasks or like quests or interact with the world constantly. What the heck am I supposed to do here? What happens if I crash into this thing? Nothing. Okay, we got the subway here. Okay, that's at least something new here. The gate was locked. A war of fire? They're really cracking down on fire beaters. Fare beaters. You're going to need a milli card to ride the subway. Maybe we can find one outside. A milli card, okay. So I guess we're really driving around until we get this fare pass. Hey, I'm ready, says a character called Trashy. Jeez. Oh wait, you're not a garbage collector, are you? I never get picked up. Those obelisks are so smelly. It's docking the smell space. I'm supposed to be the smelly one. If you get rid of all the obelisk, I've got some treasure for you. Okay, so get the milli card if we help him with the obelisk. Gotcha. Yes. Trashy. Yeah, that's my favorite character name ever. Trashy.
Balance halfway on 2 wheels. Okay. The trash breathed easier now. It's so much easier to breathe without any smelly obelisk. There's a milli card inside me somewhere. Come on in, be my guest. Lovely. I've always wanted to be inside a trash bag. Wow, Trash, you're not even going to ask us for dinner first. I know, right? Truly is living up to his or her name. The skater went inside the trash bag. The skater stepped inside the trash bag. There was an enormous area inside. Oh shit. The skater found a MIDI card tangled up in moonlight. The hovering moonlight begged the skater to investigate further. The moonlit spot
stomp your combo inside the moonlit spot to destroy it. Okay. The MIDI card was beautiful, gleaming and valid for one more night. Alright, you found a ride. What a ruckus you're causing inside. Well, I'm gonna go roll around in the blood. Hopefully they pick me up. Thanks. Alrighty, let's take the subway. The skater swipes the MIDI card. The subway gate cracks open. I love when the writing describes what we're already seeing. When the writing becomes redundant, you could say. The subway shattered as the skater approached. Or, as one likes to say, show, don't tell. Department sloucher. I'm late. I was supposed to work tonight, but I've fallen in love with the moon. I can't look at it. I can't handle its light anymore. Take this away from me. The Red Moon Eater. Do not eat, the greatest invitation ever presented. Is it still there? Ah. Who am I kidding? Of course it is. Do eat. Gotta do the opposite of what's being said to us. Department sloucher, that's you. The moon glared at the subway. The red moonlight heated the train's metal carapace. The skater rode the subway towards the moon. This was the fastest way around the underworld. They landed on a tiny platform. Does the train have legs? Somehow, yes. I don't even question it at this point, to be honest. It's like it has legs, but it's seemingly floating. So, yeah, what do I know? I guess it's a trainer pillar? I'm not sure. Hate that. Yeah, it's not my favorite design either. Simmer Saint Station had a baked air around it. At the end of the platform was an ancient telephone. The ancient telephone from the Old Kingdom. The skater picked up the phone. Hello. A clean and professional voice said. This is Lika with the Department of Death calling. I'm looking for a skater made of glass and pain. The skater couldn't respond. A knot wouldn't come across on such ancient technology. Well, the voice on the phone waffled. We're calling in regards to your contract. Well, I just got your contract here. It burned up onto my desk. The voice paused, hoping for a response. Well, so we need to verify your identity to process this contract. So we do need your death certificate to verify your demise. Anyway, give us a call back at 212 Deb Odit. Yeah, that's 212 Deb Odit. Alright, bye. The phone hangs up. Even in the underworld, you have to deal with freaking, departments and paperwork and shit. But the subway wouldn't dare pass a red light. All aboard the creepy train. Alright. Oh, I dig this beat. This is fun. I'm not sure why the whole game can't just be skating. Why we even bother with the whole world building. Because the gameplay is actually quite fun, I spend so much time just doing anything but skating sometimes. Oh shit. Didn't see that. Okay.
Skater finds the moon's core inside the tunnel. The moon's projection ground the cold ground. Shit. The moon looked delicious. The moon had no shadow, but it had a projection. You think we should bring DoorDash to the house here? Would stop everyone from trying to eat the damn moon. When they can get it delivered by skateboard instead. That's a better game idea. Jesus.
The heck? Why is it like constantly repeating? I'm like running out of time here. The moon started bleeding. Classic. How are you, Dex? I hope the meeting went well. And yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm enjoying the, actual skating quite a bit. But the game makes you interact with the game world and characters quite a lot. So I usually just want to get back to the skating. But once you get to skate, it's definitely quite fun. He wasn't assigned any new tickets, it went very well. That's definitely good, like... Especially if you already have like enough things going on. Pure sleep poured out. Hundreds upon millions of hours of lost sleep, absorbed over lifetimes. Sleep drained out as the moon deflated. It tasted like ancient wine, fragments of roses. Blood Moon swam inside milky glass stomach. Dude, never would I ever have thought of funk, but I would say these words. Blood Moon swam inside milky glass stomach. As we say in Germany, das musst du dir auf der Zunge zergehen lassen. Basically you have to savor that on your tongue, is what it translates to. As glass veins cracked, milk rushed to fill broken seams. The skater let out a vow heave. Sounds like RNG generated a string of words. Yeah, it does have a bit more of a meaning, because earlier we went to a bagel shop, and in the bagel shop we had a warm glass of milk. And we are of course made of glass, so it makes sense in a further sense, but my brain doesn't want it to make sense when I read those words. Blood Moon swam inside milky glass stomach. I don't read that every day. Yeah. You don't even like cold milk? You don't like milk at all, Dex? Press F for milk. I would say I usually never or barely ever have like a glass of milk. But that being said, for example, as a kid or like young teenager, sometimes I would actually have like milk with, for example, like Nesquik, like chocolate milk. Or sometimes you would like put honey in like warm milk and have it as a drink. But it wasn't like a regular thing. I don't know, I'm not sure if maybe the milk in the States might also be different to the milk in Germany. For example, the only milk I buy is basically from like, you know, field-fed cows, basically. Like very ecological, I guess, sourcing of milk. But I mean, I guess you could also get that in the States, right? Milk? Ew, no thanks. You're not a huge milk guy? Fair, yeah. Milk, beer for breakfast. Now that's the German breakfast, that's for sure. Beer, sausage and pretzels. You've completely replaced cow milk with oat milk, mainly in coffee or with cereal. That's fair. I don't mind oat milk in like coffee, but I'm not sure if I could have it with cereal. I tried, but I don't know. I guess it just has, you know, a pretty strong flavor by itself, like stronger than regular milk. And I usually just want to have something to eat with a cereal. In the States, you're basically forced to drink milk as kids. Tons of commercials claiming milk was essential to your bone health, but as an adult, no, you don't drink cow milk. Fair, yeah. That's definitely fair. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, you know, things where people, you know, believe that it's essential or like something you have to do. Like so many rumors and fake facts. One of my favorite was don't sit in front of your TV or like screen too much because your eyes are gonna become rectangles or something. Do they have muesli in Germany? We sure do. Yeah, muesli is like super big over here. That's like something you would always get at like a breakfast, you know, buffet, I guess. If you were like at a hotel or something. You'd always have like varieties of muesli. There's even a brand, well, I'm not sure if it's like exclusively German or like an international brand, where you can fully customize your own muesli. Like it's basically an internet site where you can just completely customize every single ingredient and then have it muesli shipped to you. The skater let out a wow heave. The skater felt slumber descend. The warm milk kept the blood moon in the stomach. Again, I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. 6 more moons would fill that hungering void, and the devil would set the least soul free. Didn't they say 6 more souls or moons last time? Drank in, sucked in, tucked in, an electric bodega absorbed a nostalgic passion for the past. A forgetful frog tended to the skater. A cup of milk changed the devil's geometry, also warmed the skater. Bypassed buzzing fences meant to keep out the cinders. The devil didn't watch, only other tortured souls who grimaced, screaming. It's gone. Where are our abandoned crates of wine? Our leaving streaks of terrorites? The reflection of the rose-smeared moon. The skater rode within the moon's projection, then sat still and drank it in, sank comfortably into sheets of oat onas entwined singly. As the moon swam in a stomach of milk, the skater knew that eating all 7 moons would fill that hungering void. And thus, Devil shall set the least soul free. I like to buy muesli here because it doesn't have added sugars, and a lot of cereals here have a ton of added sugars, especially children's cereals, go figure. Yeah. Yeah, it's like actual sugar bombs. It's actually crazy when you have the same, types of cereals compared to like Germany. Like if you actually compare the sugar content, because here we have regulations for that not to have, like it can't surpass a certain amount of sugar, I guess. And I'm not sure if that has also been done in the States by now, but for example here they basically stopped cereal makers from advertising to children. Basically, making the whole packaging and everything, seem like a children's product essentially. So it actually makes kids like eat more healthily maybe and not seek out trash food only. That being said, there can definitely be cases of cereals that are just tasting very bland because they don't have enough sugar. Or don't have like other flavors going with it. So there's also a chance of getting like pretty bland cereal, but hey, at least it's not like, overly unhealthy. Yay, chapter 2 done. So I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not enjoying the game quite as much as I thought I would. And I think the game has like 10 chapters, so could be a while until we get the playthrough done. That being said, as I mentioned before, I do actually really enjoy the skating gameplay, though I think that also gets a bit stale. I don't know, it's like always the same thing, I think it would be nice if you had like more variety in the skate challenges, I guess. But it's always like you're riding a linear path, either through portals, or you have to kind of like land on a certain area to deal damage, or you have to overcome some obstacles. I think it would be nice, for instance, if you had like, you have like so much minutes and you have to, land a certain amount of points or tricks. I don't know, like anything to switch it up a little bit. Now the core gameplay of skating is still, like fun enough. But it's not something that I would like to spend like countless amount of hours on, I guess, necessarily. But yeah, I have to say though, the story, the writing, and the world building takes too much of a front seat for me in this game so far. To the point where it becomes like not super enjoyable, like to read it all. I don't know, it really seems like really bad poetry by like a hobby writer, which might be the case, I guess, but it's not particularly something that I would seek out in my free time to indulge in. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I wanna keep on streaming this game, starting with the next stream. I will still like keep on playing for today and dabble into the 3rd chapter, but yeah, this might be more of a game that I would, play with like something on the side on, like maybe watch a show while I play this type of game. Because my brain is telling me not to interact with the story too much anymore. You like to add fruit or a little honey, get your sugars in a more natural and tasty way. That's fair, yeah. I do like sometimes when they have like dried fruits in the muesli to add like a bit of sweetness. But yeah, honey is definitely a nice sugar substitute. If you don't mind the taste of honey. More milk. Give me all the milk, please. Needs more blood legs, clearly, yes. Play what tickets your pickle. Now that's the poetry I can stay for. But yeah, let's step into the next chapter. The skater's soul floated down. The skater felt a gust of hunger. You eat, yet you are not full. The Red Moon revealed additional clauses snuck into the contract. The skater must clean the devil's laundry. The skater dreamt. Red became blue and split into two. Take the red of a blue pill. Regarding grinds. Grinding is an elemental part of street skateboarding. A grind is when the skater rides along on an edge. The skater grinds the metal trucks along a sharp edge or rail. To some demons, grinding is the most beautiful sound. To others, it is the most horrific screech. The moon reflected the eternal form of the ideal ledge. The skater were grinded. Four out of 10, too much milk. Too much milk, too little blood. It's time to play a me game. You caught me there, Kisleg. The skater walked on windy cement. Windy cement, huh? Little mouse scurried away. Twin moons shone weeping as the rabbit sat without sleeping. The rabbit read dimly from a letter burned bedside. Hey, you have an invitation from the devil to a banquet tonight. It came inside the devil's laundry bag. From the desk of the devil to the glass skater. Your soul will be freed and returned to you at the banquet tonight. I will need clean clothes. Please clean my laundry and deliver it. The towel, rope, and pants. Woke? Is this a woke game? What have I got myself into? I can't interact with anything that's woke. Time is needed to eat these moons. Wash and dry, devil's towel, devil's rope, and devil's pants. Even the devil wants clean clothes for occasion of torture. Chapter 3. The Devil's Laundry. The skater needed to deliver the devil's laundry cleaned. The devil's pants. A soaping velvet, devilishly skinny pair of sweats. Laundry in my skate story? I know, right? What am I gonna do next here? Cooking? The Devil's Tail. A nasty leather strap with a crimson glow. The Devil's Robe. A putrid leisure gown made from trash bag material. The skater filled the Devil's laundry bag. The Devil's laundry rolled off the bed. The Devil's laundry rolled through portals. It locked them behind. Yeah, absolutely. I really love the art direction and the music in this game. That's certainly a highlight and one I really enjoy. But yeah, I guess I wish the game was more focused on the actual gameplay. It could also be that, you know, the start of the game is more focused on that and now it becomes like more gameplay focused perhaps. The skater followed the Devil's laundry. It rolled into the laundromat. Laundromat reeked of gasoline detergent. A pillory demon sat on top of machines. Ah, yeah. You're the one doing the Devil's laundry, huh? I've already tried cleaning it. I washed it and washed it and washed it. It broke most of my washers, and I had no more dryers left. Maybe you have better luck. Yeah, it rolled back in here. It's probably in the corner. The Devil's Laundry was shivering in the corner. Don't think it's too cute. It's just a baby now. Open the washer. It will seek the soul water. Laundromat was always empty. There was little need for laundry in the afterlife. Most demons and souls didn't wear clothes. Any clothes would have been sloughed off by shattering teeth. He looks fun. I saw the legs and I was like, is that an actual person? And then I was like, okay, never mind. The laundry is shivering? Apparently so, yes. Yeah, seemingly inanimate objects can apparently do and feel and say quite a few things in this game. It's going to ruin my last machine. Well, at least once it's over, they give me a new job. Waiting here won't do any good. The machines, like all appliances, operate on diabolic timescale. I usually go outside and make a lap around the block. Clears the soul and the stains. I left the laundromat and stepped out into the washer. Tall, spindly soulflowers stretched into the sky. Putrid stems of sinful souls. No wonder the washer stopped. The Devil's Laundry was full of spindles. Those spindles are clogging the washer. Clogging. Okay, so we can do spins, turn left or right and double tap to pop and spin.
Yes, those racks are wet, alright? You get it out. It's not my job anymore. A vow bag full of wet clothing. It seems to breathe when held. I have a breathing clothing. There was a clothesline in the middle of a square. The skater hung the laundry in the square. The devil's laundry swayed with the winds. The moon pushed its light through the arc. The skater waited for a second in its cold glare. Then there was a fast rustle. The devil's robe was gone. So was the devil's tail. At least the devil's pants were still there. Why did they write that in like, how do you say, like speech marks? They already established that the character can't say anything. I guess it was the thinking noise. But yeah, making it like in speech marks makes it sound like, you know, was actually said out loud. The devil's pants were running away. The devil's pants jumped and got stuck on the traffic light. When the devil's pants leashed back up, it quivered with glee. Okay, you got me. That was a real rush. I needed that. I'm all shaken up now, almost completely dry. If you get the other two pieces dry, we'll help you greatly. The tail just digs into a random behind. And the rope is just gliding around. Pin up the tail and the rope and we'll pin down the moon for you. I'm not sure I can do this for 12 hours. But yeah, I can't even blame the game. I mean, it's called Skate Story, so, you know, there was story to be expected. I just kind of thought it was more like, you know, introspective story of like a dying dude who was like a skater in his previous life. And I guess on a meta level, it might be the case. What do I know? But yeah, the writing really isn't doing it.
I took her necklace away and crushed it. I threw it off the grey cliffs into the putrid sludge. It was her last chained item. I had to do it. I had to. That's why I should be very... Should I eat this burger? I have to be very... I'm very specific about what I eat. Very specific. If this burger doesn't have pickles, I'm going to freak out. I'm not sure what to even say anymore at this point. I'm watching out. Soon he will realize. Soon they will know and he will strike back. I must be vigilant. Oh, but to see him having dinner. Oh, how I'd like to see his dump, scowl, lament. Soon he will realize his burger is missing pickles. Is this like a weird SpongeBob reference? You know, there's this one SpongeBob episode where there's a customer who's always complaining that SpongeBob is always forgetting the pickles on the burger. But then it turns out he's actually hiding the pickles under his tongue. That's the only association I have with this. Everything is a SpongeBob reference. This has that much of a cultural impact. That's a pretty cool design. flower shop was locked. Sounds of rummaging dirt could be heard coming from inside. I'm almost dry. I need to feel the air. Go really fast and grind for 30 seconds. That ought to do it. Alright, fine. I'm dry enough. Get back on the rack. Okay. Now we just need a tail. With the closer talking to you. Well, they were shivering, right? So if closer shivering, then talking is pretty much implied, isn't it? By this game's universe logic, at least. The skater had no purpose to enter the meanings factory yet, and so the door wouldn't budge.
Youch! That hurts. That's my tail. I never let go. You have to snip it off me. It's like a devilish flower in my behind. I hope that cutie from the flower shop doesn't see me like this. Okay. Let's go to the flower shop then. Freaking bee. Welcome to my flower shop. Well, it would be one if I had any flowers. A bold demon came here, grabbed my only shears, and snipped my last flower. And then they ran off with my shears into the meanings factory. So now I have no flowers and no shears. Ah, it's horrible. And just my luck, the Moonflower Festival is coming up. On the windowsill was an untouched sticker. It looked blessed. Why is the bee crying? Poor bee. Yeah, a bee without flowers. It's no happy bee. The Meanings Factory had a cavernous lobby. Spouts poured liquid swords into a misty pool. The Scout Demon was speaking to the frog behind the counter. Yeah, Fro, you know it. I catch that vibe in half with these shears. Good luck. Enjoy your damnation. His jaw clenched a pair of shears. He floated like this game is a fever dream. Holy shit. That freaking scowl with the shears in his, like, mouth. Floating away. Oh, hey there. You look a little lost. Care for meaning? The Meaning Factory is powered by state-of-the-art Ennui technology. It will lead you on a path dictated by the devil's geometry. Just enter the door there. Or at least I changed the environmental lighting and stuff a little bit up here. Gives it a bit of a unique vibe. What the fuck? Why did they teleport me?
You following me, you follower. Following my vibe, you follow? These shears are what I need. Hunger for more, I want to eat. With my teeth, what else do I eat? Dude, what did that guy smoke when he did create this game? I'm honestly asking, because maybe I need to have some of that to actually understand this game. He smoked everything. My mouth agape. I shall grind my teeth, prevent myself from eat, escape my torturous fate. For these shears I have no use. Easy to steal, easy to lose. Great, we got the shears. The skater snipped the devil's tail. The skater pinned up the devil's tail. The devil's laundry was clean and dry. The 3 pieces swayed calmer now. The skater shoved the devil's laundry back into its foul bag. The devil's laundry rode to the foot of the ark. It smushed against a tiny keypad and typed a combination. The ark softly hums. It opened a portal to the moon, courtesy of a devil. The laundry rolls off into the portal. The skater opened the mailbox for the devil's laundry. The moon saw. The devil's laundry ripped the mailbox from its bolts. A chain shoots out of the mailbox, attaching to the moon. The chain leashed the moon. Then it yanked the moon down. Absolutely, that's a jam. Okay, so it was a twin moon. Does that mean I get 2 moons at the same time, perhaps? The twin moons were no more. Hello there, Peter. Welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. And welcome in, raiders. How was the stream today? I hope you had a good time. Hold on, give me just 1 second. Gonna turn on the lights here. Become kinda dark. Alright, I'm back. Spooky from Peter. Spook from Peter. It's going pretty good, Peter. Playing a bit more of this kind of weird and odd game. Bit more Skate story. It's an indie game developed by a single developer. And yeah, it's pretty wild in the story and art direction, all that. But I do quite like the, you know, actual skating gameplay, and has a pretty good soundtrack. But it has very weird writing. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't checked out Peter's channel before, I highly recommend doing so. He's a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games and is currently doing a serious marathon. And just recently finished Assassin's Creed 3 and Tyranny of King Washington DLC with 100%, and he's now working on Assassin's Creed Liberation. Hello there, Meter, welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. Indeed, double raid. Welcome in, Amita, and everyone from Amita's channel. Thank you so much. How did the rest of Spider-Man go today? Did you get that achievement where you couldn't take any damage? Suffering from AC Liberation. I'm gonna be honest, Liberation isn't one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. It's actually one of my least favorite ones. There's definitely things I like about it. I mean, you know, the setting has some interesting locations. Like, I do like the Bayou. It's like a bit like the frontier in AC3, I guess. Like, I like the vibe of it, I guess. And I do like the persona system. But the writing is one of the worst in this series. I guess one has to take into consideration it was like a PlayStation Vita game, like initially, but
I make my own look.
yeah, it's rough at times. Also, for anyone who didn't come in with a raid from Amita, definitely go ahead and also check out his channel if you haven't yet. He's currently doing his first ever playthrough of Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. And he usually also goes ahead and gets all the achievements and goes over 100% in the games that he's playing. Also a big fan of the Assassin's Creed games and also of CDPR games like The Witcher. And yeah, it's a really nice and entertaining streamer to watch. So definitely recommend. How are you doing? You had a time AC Liberation is slowly draining you. And you're also going for the 100% in Liberation, I'm assuming? And Mita, dude, thank you also so much for 1 year of resubbing. Thank you, Amita, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Unwinding a bit this evening with some Skate story. But I'm honestly rethinking if I'm gonna stream the rest of his playthrough or not. Reason being that the game is actually much more focused on the story part than the skate part so far for me. And I'm not particularly fond of the story part yet. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking about whether or not I'm actually continuing this game on stream, or maybe just play it on my own time with like maybe a show on the side or something. But yeah, as for the actual, you know, skating gameplay, that's quite good, and I quite like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you do that isn't necessarily skating related. No worries for the shout out, Peter. More than happy to give you one. Liberation is okay once you figure out the HD version works on 59 FPS and no higher. Yeah, that's another common thing with the AC games. Once you go, you know, above 60 FPS or Hertz, it can create quite a few issues. Especially with the physics. Oh nice, Mita, that's good to hear, dude. I'm glad that you got it done. 4 more districts left. Nice. Yeah, making good progress there. How far along would you say are you with the main story now? Do you have much left? Liberations has a lot of bad mechanics and it's a bit broken. Wow, you actually like the personas? You thought that they were unnecessary since the game won't allow you to change into a persona when you want. That's fair, yeah. I guess for me it's more the concept of the personas, I guess. I do kind of like disguise systems in stealth games. I do like it also in Unity, only in Unity it's you know, also kind of broken, I guess. Both positively and bad. But yeah, I like that depending what you wear, the environment or the NPCs treat you differently, I guess. So I do like that concept. A game that would, for me, be like a positive example of having a mechanic like that would definitely be the Hitman games. But they of course much more heavily rely on disguising in general. But I wouldn't mind another AC game embracing like a persona system. But I thought once you had enough like dressing rooms unlocked in Liberation, you definitely had a good amount of opportunities to change persona whenever you wanted to. That being said, it's definitely one of those mechanics where I often would just go by what the story dictates for me to wear, you know? Like I often wouldn't go actively out of my way to utilize a persona system, so I guess they definitely could have done a better job of using it as part of a game. But for me it's mainly that it's there and they try to do something with it. But yeah, they definitely could have worked on the execution. No worries whatsoever, Coconut. Thank you so much for being here and for joining us with a raid. I hope you have a good rest of your day as well. Thank you so much for joining in. You just started Act 3, you had 87% total completion. You guess Act 3 isn't too long? Gotcha. That's really good. So definitely getting closer to the end there. Have you thought about which game you want to play next once you're done with Spider-Man? When the Twin Moons cores finally floated down, still attached were the Devil's chains. What? What exactly am I supposed to do here? Yeah, I guess I'm just following the tricks that they tell us to do here. Wasn't that like a power slide? Okay. I guess that was it. Who would do side quests in that game? Not you. Certainly not. Certainly not going ahead and getting all the backpacks either. Gonna play the DLCs and then jump to Miles Morales. Oh, hell yeah. Gonna keep that Spider-Man momentum. I did really like Miles Morales' gameplay and the vibe. I know it's not for everyone, especially, for example, the soundtrack leaning more towards like trap beats and stuff, but I actually really liked it myself. But that's also because I do actively listen to that type of music. And I thought Miles was also, like definitely a very different character to Peter. And one thing I absolutely love in Miles Morales is the suits. I mean, I do also love the suits in Spider-Man 2018, but the ones in Miles Morales had a really, really cool style at times. More like urban looking style, I guess. Fittingly to Miles. And of course also quite cool seeing New York in a different season. So that also gives it a bit of a unique look compared to the first game. Oh yeah, Levi, you would never get distracted by small side content and collectibles. Both moons chained and yanked down. The skate chain yanked down to the moon's core. You read that it's in the winter? Exactly, yeah. It's basically, it's kind of like a Christmas game, if you will. Like it's around that time. And I also read that a lot of people actually have it like as a routine that they would play it around Christmas time. To get into the mood a little bit. How's this game, by the way? I'm pretty torn, I would say. Like, honestly, and I did say this before on the stream, I thought I would enjoy this game a lot more than I am, to be honest. That's mostly because the game makes me interact with the world and the characters and the writing so much, instead of focusing more on the gameplay and the skating. And the thing is, the writing and the world building is very absurdist and surreal, and you gotta really like that kind of style, I guess. However, it does seem to me like, you know, this game being developed by a single dude, that he may have also done the writing. And yeah, I would say it's of my favorite writing quality. It's difficult to judge, of course, if a game is being that absurdist, you know, like the writing quality. But I'm not really vibing with that. And yeah, there's like a lot of busy work and like errands you're running, I guess. So I wish I had like more time just spending with, you know, the actual skating and listening to the music, because that's top notch in this game, I would say. But yeah, there's too much focus on interacting with the writing and the word for me, and that I don't really enjoy too much. I do actually think about not continuing this game on stream, to be honest, because I'm not sure how much more I can take of the writing. More like the type of game, I guess, where I would play it with something on the side to watch myself. Belly full of moon, huh? I can't believe I gave you this nice bed. Not too cold, not too hot. Maybe finally you can get some sleep. The skater went to bed. Alright, so that finishes chapter 3. Twin moons shone weeping, the rabbit late sleeping. An invitation from the devil to a dinner tonight. The rabbit read dimly from a letter burned bedside. It twice pierced, swallowed without view, 2 moons into the stomach made free in tow. In a small apartment with a skater, the rabbit spoke. The banquet will be fashionable, with the devil's clean clothes. Sleep now on this bed of fresh snow. Drifting off, drifting deeper, cracks of glass grew very and darker. Floated down, as so as a stone. Right, that's the end of chapter 3. Peter, alright everyone, unfortunately I also have to go. Big day in early mornings tomorrow. You hope that you have an awesome stream. Thank you for tuning in, Leviathan, and you hope that you have a fun playing AC3 Amita. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Peter. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the raid again, and for joining us for a little bit here. I definitely hope you have a good rest and a good start into your day. And yeah, that everything goes smoothly for you as well. Oh, the game crashed? No. No, it didn't. It just minimized. But yeah, definitely catch you next time, Peter, and take care. Alright, so that's gonna be everything I will be covering as part of this stream today. I'm gonna keep it open for now if I'm gonna continue this game on stream or not. Right now I'm leaning towards not doing it and just finishing it on my own time. Yeah, as I said, if this game was more focused on the actual skating and soundtrack, I would probably be willing to showcase more of it on stream. But yeah, the story, I mean, it's called Skate Story, so I can't blame the game for being focused on that part equally as much as on the skating, but I guess it's not my skate story. At the same time, I definitely think, like, you know, this is also something very personal and subjective. I think there's probably, you know, quite a lot of people that might actually really enjoy the narrative approach that this game offers. But yeah, I think I'm not one of those, to be honest. The other thing is, I feel like I already know what to expect from the rest of the game. You know, like every single chapter has followed like a similar pattern of like having this show space where you just skate around, do some tricks, farm some points, interact with some buildings and characters. Then there's a passage where you just like follow a linear path with a few challenges. And then you have like heavily story focused stuff. And yeah, in all of this, the whole like linear path and actually having like, you know, speed involved and like, you know, actual challenges and stuff comes a bit short for me, I would say. But I guess if I wanted that, then I probably have to play like Tony Hawk or something. So yeah, maybe that's just a sign that I should probably play like a, you know, purely skate focused game at some point. Maybe like a Session or something. That's supposed to be quite good. No worries whatsoever, Aura. Thank you for joining and for being here. So like Assassin's Creed, you know what? You actually do have a point. But at least I enjoy the writing and the story in Assassin's Creed though. That's a big part, I guess. As long as we're not talking about Ubisoft Quebec writing, that is. Oh my god, you basically went making dinner when you arrived and now you end the stream. So fitting. Hope it has gone well. I anticipated your arrival long before I decided to end the stream. Just perfect timing, isn't it? But yeah, I hope you are enjoying your dinner though. You didn't finish dinner now, but you went down a rabbit hole of videos. I know how that can be like sometimes. No worries for the stream whatsoever, Amita. Thank you also for joining, and thanks again for the raid. But the I likes to be oiled is the best possible writing. That and she likes to watch when Alcibiades is talking about the goat during the Athenian political orgy / party. You know, classical Greece. No worries for the stream, Ava. Thank you also for being here, dude. Dinner was good for? Hell yeah. What did you make for dinner? There's also a goat in the pirate game you played. that German developed pirate game, is it? Red leggings, lace and all, one of the most popular brothel requests. Just a hamburger with some fries. Thank you very much for the dish. Ooh. I mean, hamburger and fries is always a good combo. I think it's actually a Polish studio with a German publisher. Ah, gotcha. That way. It's actually quite impressive how many games are coming out of Poland, to be honest. But it's cool to see, you know, like how many like jobs are also being created for the gaming industry in that country. CDPR has of course also had a huge influence on that. Quite a few developers that have like, you know, left CDPR, made their own studios afterwards. That's right, I kind of forgot about it, but yeah, we're actually making burgers tomorrow. We focused 100% on districts here, 4 left. Hell yeah, Meta. Almost there. Poland in general is massively on the up, economically speaking. Also love how much they have renovated their cities, looks stunning in some places. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, while you're driving through the countryside, it can look quite barren sometimes, but even then there's like a lot of new buildings and houses being built. And yeah, the cities especially, like Stettin, at least the German name of its city, like, has also been a very beautiful city for quite a while now. Definitely worth visiting. And Danzig as well. That's a really beautiful, like, coastal town. Hamburger are from Hamburg, right? You realize you've always just taken that for granted? Well, the story of a hamburger is actually quite complicated. Because there's like multiple stories going around there. There's like the classic Hamburger Schnitzel, I guess. And that's actually quite different from like a regular hamburger. It's more like, you know, the meat that you would have in a hamburger, I guess, with like a brown sauce, I think. I've never actually had it myself, but I think that's what it is. But the actual origin of the hamburger as we know it traces back to the USA, I'm quite sure. There's of course multiple restaurants claiming that they were the first to do it. But it apparently originated out of someone who wanted to have like a steak or something like a steak on the fly, like on the go. So they put it like in a bun or like bread and gave it the person to kind of like eat while they were going. Let's visit them in summer. Yeah, I mean Poland and the Czech Republic could be some nice locations in the summertime. You always thought some American was in Hamburg, had a burger, took the concept with him to the US and made it popular worldwide. Fair, yeah. I mean, it's not far off thinking that, you know, the city's name and a dish based on the same, you know, name has a correlation. Thief, you are filth. They stole it. They stole the German concept. Czechia robbed. You mean at the Eurovision Song Contest? Alright, let's have a look who's online and who we can rate. Ooh, Maxi is online. I didn't expect him on a Thursday. Legend Red Thief, you are 5th. 5th place robber. Absolutely, yeah, I didn't think Maxi would be streaming today. But let's raid over there. You almost rated him, but you were so fascinated by Skate Story. Well, I hope the curiosity got the better of you. Now you have to instantly buy this game and stream it, Gislek, right? I mean, this was very convincing, wasn't it? Alright, you know the drill. If you wanna join us with a raid over to Maxi, feel free to copy and paste the raid emotes. We got one for subs and one for non-subs. And yeah, I will be back whenever I will be back, I guess. As I said, I will still be quite busy until mid of June, so streams will be very sporadic until then. And yeah, it could be that I'm not even streaming in the next week or so. It will depend. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who tuned in today, especially on, you know, no notice basically. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of the evening. I will catch you guys next time, either for this or for something different, we'll see. And I will catch you guys next time. Until then.